competitors. Then there's Samson. Since he
Yeah.
won the Olympia, he hasn't won a show.
Mm-mm.
He placed second at the Arnold. He placed fourth at the Olympia
Yep.
this
And then
year.
second in Prague.
He placed second in Prague. Uh, I don't know if he did any other shows. I don't think so.
I don't think
So
so. I think that was all he did.
now we have a guy that we all know if he gains enough weight. He didn't have enough time to gain weight for Prague. If he gained a bit more weight, he probably could have took the show. And the thing is, should he sacrifice condition for size? Because he does look better full, bigger, heavier.
You know, I think, okay, I think that a lot of people, the knock on him was that he needs to be a little bit more conditioned.
Yeah,
However, whatever his approach was for the Olympia, he overdid it because it looks like he just dieted off so much muscle that he lost that overwhelming size factor. And it didn't really result in a better condition because he was like so flat and depleted. It's like his muscles didn't push out against the skin. So he ended up looking smaller and not in better condition at the Olympia, period.
yeah. This is in
Um,
Prague. This is Prague. Look, he's looking.
but
Yeah,
he filled out
yeah,
somewhat for Prague and he looked more conditioned
yeah,
from it
yeah,
and better and just more like himself.
yeah.
So I still think that he's got a sweet spot that he's got to find that he hasn't found um, to still to become Mr. Olympia again or to
Again,
dominate again.
yeah,
He's got the frame.
yeah.
Look, I mean, very few people have this frame except for
Of
maybe
course.
Andrew Jacked.
Yeah,
Um, but and I will still say that he definitely when you have people like Derek and Hottie and Martin in the lineup, he needs more of a back. He needs more back
yeah,
thickness.
yeah,
That's in terms of a weak body part, but
yeah.
he just hasn't hit that
Yeah.
sweet spot of fullness, but he looks way better here than he did at the Olympia. I mean, I was at the Olympia, as of course you know,
Yeah.
and he looked like nothing like himself. At least here, he looks more like himself.
Yeah, he's looking. Listen, it was very close, huh? He
He
could
just
have.
ran up against like the best ever Martin
Yeah.
Fitzwater.
I mean, if he won, nobody would have said anything, huh?
I think everybody would have been, and there would have been some arguing, obviously
Yeah.
back and forth, um, but yeah, he could have won. He could have was very close to winning this show, I would think.
So,
It just that Martin. I mean, Martin came into that show 100% peaked,
yeah,
and Martin is getting better all the time. So he's a
yeah,
very,
yeah,
he's no longer a top six guy. He's now we got to look at him as a top three guy.
yeah. Could I don't know saying this, but could it be that it's happening with the women as well? Some they listen to the judges. Okay, Samson listened to. They told him maybe you have to come in a bit smaller, more conditioned next year, right? So he listened to them somewhat. And then the competition comes around, you listen to the judges, and then, they pick somebody on size, then, you know what I mean? Or the other guy looked bigger than you and he looked better because you cut down a bit to get that condition. Do you think some competitors will start not listening to the judges? What do you think?
I mean, again, I think that listening to the judges is a smart thing. I
But
have seen more than one occasion where somebody has listened to the judges. I'm not going to name names, but I've seen where they've listened to the judges and come into the show in exactly it seems what the judges wanted, and then they get placed lower. I've seen it happen.
yeah,
So it's a little weird, but I mean, I think in Samson's case specifically, he, like I said, he didn't show up at the Olympia. It's not like he showed up and he came in and he was shredded. It was like a different Samson.
yeah.
He was small and flat and didn't look any more harder because he was so depleted. So it's like that he didn't really he tried to, but he didn't
Maybe
successfully give the judges what they wanted.
maybe if you listen to judges from show to show is one thing, 5 weeks apart, 4 weeks apart. But telling you something that they know this competitor won't compete much 12 months afterwards, that I think it might work against them like that. You know what I mean? If it's from show to show, listen, don't do that chest pose, or keep the gut, keep your waist in and all that stuff. That's different. But telling somebody something and he has to work for it 9 months afterwards, your competition guys are gonna come in bigger. You stand next to an Andrew Jack, you're finished. So
I mean, you still have to sort of know your body and
yeah,
feel like you know your best look, but you can't ignore like a Steve Weinberger,
yeah.
especially
No, it's
if
true.
Steve
Yeah,
Weinberger is going to says to you, you are too soft to win, you need to come in harder. You
yeah,
better come in harder. I mean, because he's going to judge you again next year, and he's giving you his. But you have to hit it, and
yeah.
Samson didn't hit it.
I
Um,
I mean,
it didn't work. It didn't work.
I
He
think
overdid it.
I think we're gonna see a Samson freak this year. I think he's gonna let it. He's just gonna grow. You
I
know,
and the question is, I'm not clear about who's coaching him. Is it his wife? I don't
it's
know
still it's still
100%.
his it's still his wife basically.
I think that he may need, and this is not an insult to his wife because I don't know his wife, and
No,
his wife
no.
could be very good, but he may need something that's not so close to him. Like he may need something
Yes,
that's
yes.
not someone who loves
Yeah.
him. He may need an
Yeah,
outside, or at least a co-coach or something.
yeah,
He may need to hand it off to a
yeah.
different person who can
Listen,
maybe be more
you
objective.
you might tell your client something. It probably happens. You get off the phone and the client will tell you off like there's no tomorrow, and he'll say to, I'll show that bastard, I'm gonna be better than he thinks I am. You know what I mean? If it's your wife or partner, you're sleeping with the person at night. You can't tell them off. You know what I mean? It's like you can't have that. They can't release their frustration. I mean, Asiro said they talked about it a bit. There was a show where his son had to come in a bit in more condition. He said he overdid it with him. He just crushed him. You know what I mean? And he maybe took it too far. So you have to be careful. You have to. I mean, he did well, but there's a fine line where if it's somebody that's not really related to you, like, I mean, if Samson's not happy, what's he going to tell his wife? It's not easy. You know.
No, it's not. And like even listen, even my ex-girlfriend, I used to coach, was her coach. I was her coach
Yeah.
since the day we met. And I just know personally that if she wasn't looking good, it was hard for me
Yeah.
emotionally to say, you're behind, you're not, what's
Yeah.
going, like, it's hard because you love the person, and you don't want to hurt them, and you want to, and it could be complicated because they could take something you say personally when it's not personal. It's
Yeah.
a difficult dynamic to
Not easy.
coach your spouse or
Not
suppose your
easy.
girlfriend, boyfriend. So I think that in his case,
Yeah.
it's not working. I think whatever something's not
Yeah.
working. And if she's going to remain his coach, there has to be somewhat of a different
Yeah.
strategy because
Or
what they did in 25 didn't work.
or maybe he needs somebody to train with him. It's not maybe the
I
food.
don't know what the problem is. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it
Because
a training thing? Is it a dieting thing? What is
I
it?
think in regards to food and stuff like that, I think she has everything, perfect. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I don't know, maybe somebody to push him in the gym. Who knows? Who knows what he needs?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the issue is, and it's impossible for me to know. But
Yeah, yeah,
obviously he may know or she may know.
yeah.
But he has to. Something didn't work, and they have to retool. But you look at the guy is still a a like if he was not Mr. Olympia already, like let's just say he was a little bit newer and nobody really knew him and they saw this guy, they'd be like, oh my God, this guy's a future Mr. Olympia. They would look at him.
Yeah.
He's already reached the pinnacle and he's kind of come down a little bit, so we're looking at him that way. But like if this guy just showed up on the scene, we'd be like, holy crap, this
Yeah,
guy's a
no,
beast.
listen. If
So
he does things right or comes 99% that he was in 2024, nobody will touch him, you know.
yeah, he's just got to find, like I said, the sweet spot
Yeah.
of conditioning and size. And I still say in terms of body parts, he's got to bring up
Yeah.
his back.
Because
Um,
yeah,
Other than that, the guy's a
because
monster.
Because if somebody had to be in perfect shape, um, Derek can't beat him. Hardy won't beat him. The, the only competition I can see Samson having is Andrew Jack.
If
That's
Andrew Jack continues to improve,
yeah, that's the thing.
he's, and it's simply because of that height,
Yeah,
size,
yeah.
just that it's very overwhelming. It's very
So,
overwhelming on
I
stage.
think Samson, he has still listen, up to I don't know how many years ago, 8, 9 years ago, this guy was a construction worker on training at night. So look what's happened in these last 10 years, from trying to get a qualification during COVID in Japan or wherever the hell he was. He couldn't come out of the hotel room. He's just doing push-ups and jogging on the spot, before the show, a week till the show or whatever, and you know, becoming Mr. Olympia. Nobody does that today. It's an incredible feat. So Samson is still a front runner. I still think he's a favorite for
He's
next
still
year.
one of the most dangerous
Yeah,
bodybuilders on the
he's
planet.
still, I mean, even though Derek won it, I still think Samson has that edge over Derek to win,
Well,
so
you take like I mean, I personally think Hottie won, in my opinion.
yeah,
But you
but
take like a Derek and a Hottie, and it's kind of like, where did they go from where they are? Like, I don't know.
yeah,
But you take like somebody like a Samson, I
yeah.
feel like he still can get 30% better. And if he
He
does,
he can, yeah.
who's beating him?
Yeah. No, he's there. He's the Lee Haney, just has to carve himself out, that's it.
Yeah,
Get
he's the
big.
he's the he's the big, tall
Yeah,
bodybuilder that yeah, he's like a Lee Haney-ish kind of
yeah,
figure.
yeah.
Now, Lee Haney was more dominant in his time, but you know, he's Samson is far from done. He's just got to get it together.
No,
Just
no.
like the way Nick, he's just got
He
to figure
needs
some things out.
Listen, he'll probably do the Arnolds. There's too much money on the line, over 1 million, so, the guy, listen, you got to work. You need the money, he's enjoying life. He opened a fantastic gym. I don't know if it's private or if it's open to the public or it's an exclusive gym. He's driving nice cars. He has a McLaren, so
Yeah, he's doing great.
Samson, he's doing the job of bodybuilding, he's doing the bodybuilding. It's the dream of every bodybuilder. So he has nothing to worry about. He has the full support of Fuad. He has a great sponsor. Uh, you know, uh, he's living the life. So who cares? Like I said last week, so what? You place fourth. Big deal, you know?
Well, I mean, but for him, it's probably a blow, and
No, it
because he's
is.
probably
It
still
is. But
so. But he's if he still has the ability to put it together and beat everybody, so he's
listen,
just got to figure out.
it's not easy being Mr. Olympia. That takes a lot
No
out of you.
responsibilities. It's
Yeah.
much
So touring.
Things are different.
So while you're touring, you got, Derek and Hadi are hitting the gym. So that these you miss a day here, you miss a day there, you miss a meal here. It adds up at the end of the year. So he'll be back. He'll be back. Uh,
He's not going anywhere. He'll
yeah,
figure it out. He already made adjustments between the Olympia and Prague
yeah, yeah,
and looked so much better. So
yeah.
just keep going.
Listen, we won't be surprised if he walks away with the Arnold this year.
He would be a front runner. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
so
wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. So that's Samson.